other time, in terms of creation, ultimately everything, it's all one. It's all Bhagavan, it's all Krishna. Everything begins with Krishna. He's the original, Swayam Bhagavan. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So everything is connected with Krishna. Everyone and everything in this world is connected with God and related to God and acting in a particular capacity to the organic or integrated whole. Some are opposed, some are favorable, some are working in conjunction, some are delegated authorities, but the one supreme authority is Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And all the other devas, all the different forms of Bhagavan, and all the devas and devis, they're different aspects of the Lord, different expansions, situated in different positions, different planets, and they're all working for the success of the whole unit, which is known as creation, either material creation or the spiritual creation, or you can say the spiritual world and material world. So when we talk about creation, if you read the scriptures, it describes that Krishna expands himself. We're talking about expansions. He expands himself into Lord Balaram, Baladev. Then Baladev has 4 expansions, which are known as Chatravyuha. And those expansions are Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. Then this Sankarshan has 4-armed form. They're all 4-armed form, like Vaikuntha or Vishnu Loka in the spiritual world. 4-armed transcendental form, Sankarshan. But then Sankarshan, he expands, he himself has an expansion, and that's known as Anantashesh. Anantashesh takes the form of a cobra. Looks like a huge cobra. And he has a role to play in the material creation. It's explained that the entire universe, there are millions of universes and millions of expansions, Ananta. There's millions of forms of Anantashesh. And they hold the universe, he's holding the universe on his head like a white mustard seed. Usually mustard seeds are black, but it's described as a white one. At least it's a small mustard seed. Mustard seed means small. So the whole universe, in terms of the size of Anantashesh, is like that. It's just one mustard seed. Now this Sankarshan expands as Anantashesh, but then he also expands as Sadashiva. There's Sadashiva. This word is interesting, Sada. Sadashiva means eternal, Sat, Satchidananda. So Sadashiva is that form of Sankarshan, who he expands from Sankarshan, and then he actually acts, although he's non-different. Sadashiva is Vishnu Tattva. He is one with Vishnu. He is not Jiva Tattva. We are Jiva Tattva. We are called Jivas. Lord Brahma is Jiva Tattva. Indra is Jiva Tattva. Suryadeva is Jiva Tattva. But this Shiva, this Sadashiva, there's 2 Shivas. There's Lord Shiva and there's Sadashiva. That's why the word Sada is there. So Sadashiva is Vishnu Tattva, the same as Ram, Krishna and Shringa, they're also Vishnu Tattva. The Sadashiva. And he plays although he's Vishnu, although he's God, he takes the role of a devotee. Imagine like this. You're existing, then you expand into another form, and that form starts to worship you. It's only you worshiping you. You follow? Is it clear? It's not too confusing. You expand yourself into another Manish, and then he has the bhav or the mentality that you're my Lord, that you're my worshipful Lord. And I'm going to do puja, I'm going to chant your name, I'm going to worship you and serve you. So this is Sadashiva. So he's Bhagavan and Bhakta. He's Bhagavan in terms of tattva, but in terms of his actual activity, he's Bhakta. He's a devotee. So this Sankarshan, he expands himself as Sadashiva. And he lives on Sadashiva Loka, which is called Shiva Loka. Shiva Loka is not in the material world. Shiva Loka is beyond this material world, beyond the 7 coverings of this universe. The universe is covered by earth, water, fire, air, ether, like this. It's covered by and then beyond that, we have the Karna Samudra, and beyond that we have Vaikuntha. So this Sadashiva Loka is an eternal planet, eternally existing, and Sadashiva is Sat, he's eternal. and he has a spiritual form, he's transcendental, but he is worshipping on that planet, his Ishtadev, he's worshipping Sankarshan, and specifically, he's worshipping the expansion of Sankarshan known as Anantashesh. So this is the Ishtadev of Sadashiva. So now this Sadashiva, so he has his spiritual abode. There's a spiritual abode, the eternal abode. Like there's the Ayodhya. There's a planet called Ayodhya. And then it expands as an embassy here in UP called Ayodhya. There's a planet called Krishna Loka, where we have Vrindavan is there, and Nandagram, and Barsan, and Govardhan, and Radhakund, and Shamakund. It's Krishna Loka. Then it expands into this world as an embassy, appearing to be in UP, but actually it's separated from UP. It's transcendental. Maybe hard to believe sometimes. but nevertheless, this is called Dham, the holy Dham, Chintamani Bhumi, Vrindavan Dham, Sri Dham Vrindavan. Because spirit cannot be seen with material eyes. We have to have spiritual eyes. Just as Arjuna could not see Virat Rup. Virat Rup is only a manifestation of the Absolute in this material world. And he could not see Virat Rup without Divya Chakshush. He was given special eyes. In this world we have movies called 3D movies. You go to the movie, very rare, hard to produce and costly. But they give you special 3D glasses so you can see the three-dimensional movie. So Arjuna was given 3D glasses to see the three-dimensional movie called Virat Rup, a Virat Purush, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So to see spirit, or to see the spiritual dimension, we have to have special eyes. So those are given to us by the Lord Himself. The finite cannot see the infinite, but the infinite can make himself available, or make himself seen to the finite, if he chooses. For example, we might not have any adhikar to walk in and shake hands with the Prime Minister. Or, well, tomorrow I'm going to have lunch with the Prime Minister. Really? Who are you? Oh, I have this rickshaw business over here. Oh, you have a rickshaw business? Acha. How many rickshaws do you have? I have one rickshaw. Acha. And where is your rickshaw business? It's in Vrindavan. Oh, very prestigious place. But your proposal is to have lunch with the Prime Minister tomorrow. Yes, there's no problem. What is the difficulty? I'm Indian, he's Indian, I voted for him. I should have, it's my birthright. I'm Indian, I voted for his party, I should have the right to have lunch. Will he get lunch with the Prime Minister? And, so much adhikar is required. Qualification, invitation, and then security clearance, and alaga, so many things are required. So we can't even see a man of our own country. We can't even see our own Prime Minister unless we have high qualification and a speciality, some vishesh gun. If we're President of America, I think we could probably see him. It wouldn't take much to get a lunch engagement with the Prime Minister of India. If you call up and say, "Hello, this is the President of America. I'd like to have lunch with you tomorrow," it would be arranged immediately. I want to talk some trade issues and etc., etc. So, but we're so foolhardy. We think with these material eyes we can snap our fingers. Yes, I want to see God. Okay, well, snap your fingers and see the Prime Minister. Oh, gee. And so God is less than the Prime Minister? He's less elevated, less qualified? So this is the idiocy of some people's mentality.